and welcome back to another exciting double tribal council ahead of us. In the background right now, waiting in the wings before heading into the tribal council area, is our Cutler tribe, the Red Tribe. You saw them at tribal council just last round, and they are heading on back for a second tribal council in a row. That's gotta hurt. They are now down to 6 players, so let's head on into tribal council ourselves and have them come in as well.
Cutler, come on in.
Host Alan now calling in the Cutler tribe. We have Matt, Brianna, Cam, Taylor, David, and Joelle. Cutler getting settled on in here, nestling the tribe flag up next to this tree. Everyone getting situated here.
Cutler, welcome back to Tribal Council. Last vote was a unanimous 6-1 Amanda. And you talked about Cutler Strong and working on being a stronger tribe. Did that work now that you're sitting back here for your second Tribal Council in a row? Matt?
Well, I think it did. I mean, all love to Amanda, but I do think we had a strong group of 6 going into that challenge. We had a good strategy, and I do feel like we've been talking about, but I do feel like we are a very strong, kumbaya group. I think chips didn't fall for us in that last challenge, like they didn't fall for the other tribes. So is what it is, but I don't think that says much about the success that our group can
have. During the calling out in the bag portion, David, there was a point where there wasn't anybody asking for you or guiding you, and you kind of just sat down and just waited. Was there a problem with the communication? Was there too many people out there at once trying to get bags where there weren't enough? Taylor, you were the caller.
You kind of jumped from David to me.
That was our plan.
Yeah,
I said if I didn't know, I was just going to stay.
Yeah, we had really great communication going into that challenge. We talked it through. We were like, if we send one person out, would that be too slow? If we send everybody out when they get to a position to kind of stop, and then I would just kind of hopefully catch them all and whoever was closest to the bag. I will say I did forget about Matt on the second time, but I was reminded, which was great, and we got him back in. So no, I think it was a strategy, and David did exactly what we had talked about. So no.
Cam, you were on that puzzle. Little difficult, thinking everyone was missing a piece, but no, there was a space, a moon space in that puzzle. How do you feel after not being able to complete that?
I feel like I let the tribe down. I mean, I don't think it was the caller. I don't think it was that we had, the bags came back. I feel like we didn't get that puzzle done quick enough. We never really figured it out. We just couldn't see it. I feel like we tried piecing a lot of things. I think we worked well together. We tried a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, it was on, it was on us. But yeah.
Brianna, it is hard to be put in that puzzle position to know you have to finish it to win. Just a few pieces short. But how are you feeling now? Is it affecting how you're voting, or are you worried that maybe that lack of of ownership in that challenge will cause you to be the target?
Plain effect here. Yeah. Echo his words when I say, like, obviously you want to be the one that helps your tribe. Like, no one wants to be here. No one wants to be here at tribal. And I wish that I could have been that one to help my tribe out. I wish we could have figured that out, but it didn't end up that way. And so, yeah. So I just, more than anything, it's just like, dang, like that feeling afterwards of like, shoot, I wish I could have figured this out and I didn't, and feeling bad for your team.
Yep.
Yeah.
So back to the hunting party twist. There are now people sitting over there. Does that make you think about who you want to sit next to them to give them maybe a chance not to come back to the game? Or are there people who you're thinking maybe it would be beneficial for them to come back, and I do want to keep their hunting party around for a little while?
Yeah, I think the hunting party aspect of the game definitely got talked about, but I don't think we're in that meta yet of worrying about who's there, who's coming back, who's part of the three. I think we're still on survival mode and trying to move forward as a tribe. Um, it does complicate things because we didn't get to pick our hunting person, and it was kind of like random draw. But sometimes that's the cards that you're dealt.
Staying on the hunting party theme, let me move back. The hunting party, has there any been speculation on the advantage that the potential three, if they make it to merge, will get? Brian? David?
Just a little fun callback, you know?
Yeah. All right.
You mentioned it was a unanimous vote last time, so we need to now make sure we're coming together again unanimously for next time.
Yeah. The other thing is we don't know, like, as of now, we really only know the people in our own tribe and maybe like the interactions we had on the Amazing Race with our individual groups. So like for any one of us to make a decision about like, oh, I'm gonna vote out one of the people I know, my tribe mates, because of a person they're connected to that I don't know and I haven't had any game experience with, just doesn't make much logical sense. So I don't think it's gonna play a factor.
Absolutely. All right. So let's talk about. I mean, there has been talks about the advantages. Or do you think there's any advantages in play right now in the game? Not just the ones that are coming in. Potentially, if there are a group of three that make it to merge. Joel,
Repeat the question.
has there been any talk of potential advantages or idols already in play?
Oh, yes. So during the challenge, the people who were solving the puzzles did find idols. That's been the talk, and Cam was nice enough to like just come clean and be like, listen, this is for us.
So you said Cam has an idol?
Yeah.
And I'm guessing that is now public knowledge.
It wasn't public to Amanda and Brian, but now it is. It's your okay.
My bad. I forgot they were there.
I'm just joking. It was public. I shared it with the team. I mean, I found it in front of them. We saw the other tribes handlers, tribe puzzle solvers also find theirs.
Who has it?
I believe Brad and Fern have the two other ones, so we saw them pick them up. So I mean, it's one of those things where you're put in that situation. I'm not going to lie to my team. I also feel like this is a tool for us. Like I said, we're trying to come together as a group. We're about to go probably some sort of swap by the end of today. This is a tool that can be used to keep us strong in some way, to kind of wedge our gap wherever we need to be.
All right. I think with that, it is time to vote. Unless there's anything else you want to say, you think I missed, or you want to say to your tribe.
I'll just say I'm nervous because my name got written down before, so it's really easy to just pile onto that. But yeah, we'll see what happens. But I'm just like happy that I was able to be here and play and see everybody, and I'm very grateful.
Anybody else?
I'm also nervous. That's pretty much sums it up.
Does anyone here feel not nervous? Feel safe right now? No. Of course not.
Nobody's gonna raise their hand.
Yeah. All right. I think with that, it is time to vote. We'll start with you.
All right, and we will head on away for tea time ourselves. Just chit chat about everything we just heard. Okay. Sorry. Oh, here I am. Okay. Bye. Okay. Let's head on over to our usual spot. So to answer a question I can answer more in earshot, yes. So the players that are in the hunting grounds get to come back out, and they get to watch all of the tribal councils for the whole game. It doesn't matter what tribe that they were on before. This is the hunting grounds. They are roaming over to the tribal councils where they are allowed to listen in. So when Joelle talked about that idol just now and called it public knowledge. It was public knowledge to their entire tribe, because Cam found that idol. Actually, I'll tell you about that in a second. But basically, it was public knowledge to the whole tribe. Everyone knew it was not an out, and they were just kind of joking around that, like, oh, well, Amanda, who was just on our tribe and Cutler Strong, didn't know about it. And then obviously, like, Brian didn't know about it either because they were on a completely different tribe. Which is interesting because I wonder if Amanda will pick up on that and be like, oh, are we not as Cutler Strong as I thought? Like, why are they acting like I didn't know, but I guess now I know. So interesting, just little tribals go live, sometimes. So, all right. So I find it so funny that all of them were like, oh, like, I'm so nervous, like none of us feel safe. That is kind of a lie because basically half of that tribe is like super convinced that they got the fundraising advantage. Brianna thinks she got it, David thinks he got it, and Matt thinks he got it. And I think that might be informing some of the decisions they're making and how they're playing this game. Because obviously not all three of them can have it. The fundraising advantage is basically a super idol that allows them, after the votes have been read, to discover if their torch will actually be snuffed or not. If they raise the most money on their tribe, then their torch is not snuffed. They get to go join their tribe, and another tribal council happens immediately, and someone different is voted out. So yeah, so fun. So if you'll remember from last tribal council where Cutler attended, there was kind of like a core triangle, a core square, a core grouping. It seems that there is a little bit of a foursome that has emerged, consisting of Taylor and Brianna, who appear to have the most people wanting to work with them, and also with David and Cam. This, of course, leaves Matt and Joelle both on the outs of that four, which obviously they both said they were nervous, so they're both feeling that. Matt, it's funny. So Matt is worried that he's actually the target, despite feeling good about Brianna. And he did tell David that, like, hey, I know that, like, my name is the alternative name being thrown out to Joelle, and that's okay. Like, hey, David, like, you can use my name as the, like, alt vote for Joelle. Like, that's totally fine. Normally players are not always cool with that, and it makes me wonder, Matt thinks that he has the fundraising advantage. So is he only saying that because he's convinced that it doesn't matter if he's the real target or the backup target? Either way, he's staying here. No idea. But David was, totally fine to hear that information. Was like, all right, cool. Let's see. Sorry. Okay. Oh, so let's go back and talk about that idol that was, just discussed. So at the last challenge, there was an idol hidden in one of each of the tribe's puzzle bags. So interestingly, Brianna actually saw that piece of paper with the idol first and then tried to, like, hide it for later, which is fascinating because Cam, before the challenge started, when he saw that there were bags in that challenge, he thought to himself, ooh, I wonder if there might be an advantage in one of those bags because, that seems to be a running thing on Survivor and CYS. So he actually pulled Brianna to the side because he's feeling like she might be his closest ally, and said, hey, let's go ahead and be the ones on the puzzle so that we can be the ones to undo the bag. So he did her that solid, and then she turned around, saw the advantage, and tried to hide it so she could grab it later without showing him. But then Cam actually grabbed it for himself. And so now Brianna was a little wary of Cam and is now realizing, okay, well, I guess I just need to go ahead and trust him now because I don't have that idol. He does. And Cam actually went ahead and pulled the whole idol and paper out and told his whole tribe. He said, hey, I'm not going to use it while I'm here. This is for us, for the swap, and for the tribe. Like, we're Cutler Strong. Which, he's doing because he feels good in the tribe. It says he's being brought information without having to give too much away. He also correctly clocked that, like, go back?
Yeah.
He also correctly clocked that Fern and Brad have the idol. So that's interesting. And let's see, to quickly, so over to Taylor. I'm told that she was trying to like work Cam and Matt. And oh my God, wait, this is way even crazier. So I'm not going back yet. Sorry. Okay. So very quickly, so Taylor told her entire tribe about the Beware advantage that her and Brianna got. And because of the last two tribals where BJ and Brian went home, Taylor and Brianna realized, hey, like those were the other two people on the, like in the other shopping groups. So Taylor and Brianna went shopping. And then Brian and Melissa went shopping, and BJ and Fraser went shopping. So because BJ and Brian were both eliminated, they are now thinking that Melissa and Fraser potentially have an idol from that Beware challenge, because they're thinking maybe they both targeted BJ and Brian to get that idol. We know that that's not the case because neither of those groups actually elected to get the Beware idol, which is pretty crazy. And Taylor actually told the entire tribe that. So now this entire tribe thinks that Fraser and Melissa have idols. So that could be really interesting come a swap, which is crazy. Okay, I think that's pretty much all. Oh, Joel is like feeling like it's between him and Matt. And he feels like really close to Matt and is sad that he's going to have to write Matt's name down, but he knows that it's either one of them. So yeah, we will see. But obviously we kind of had Joel doing that little moment of kind of being like, hey, I'm super grateful for the experience. So it might have been a ruse, or it might have been him just gracefully kind of accepting that that was happening. And so all right, I see our lovely host Alan just getting back with the votes. So we're gonna head on back to the tribal council area.
If anybody has an advantage or an idol and you want to play it, now will be the time to do so. I'll read the votes. First vote, Joel. Second vote, Matt. Third vote, Joel. That's 2 Joel, 1 Matt. Fourth vote, Joel. That's 3 for Joel. Fifth vote, Joel. That is enough. Please bring me your torch.
Bring you someone else's.
We've reached the point, Joel, where we find out if you have raised the most money on your tribe. And you did not. I'm sorry.
I demand a recount.
The tribe has spoken. Happy to go. Thank you, Joel.
All right, and Joel is grabbing his belongings, and then we will be hanging out with him for a few minutes. Joel, we're gonna go ahead. Yes, this is gonna be your time.
While you were waiting for your next meeting challenge.
All right, we will just head on over to this lovely little scenic bench here. You can settle in, take a moment to yourself, and then this will be your time to just share anything that you would like to share. This is your time with the viewers.
I'm kind of like disappointed in myself. I really wanted this win. I'm not out of the game, of course, but I don't know what the redemption mechanic is going to be like. So I'll see about that. But I really felt like I could go far, and I was like, talking to the right people and making good decisions. But I think that I landed on a tribe where there was just so much like different pairings with different people, and I kind of got too cocky too fast by divulging sensitive information to the wrong people, and I think it got back to Cam. But I feel like if these players don't see that like Cam is running that tribe, they are like idiots. But I also am petty because I know that Cam ran he hosted the last game in the summer. He's also played before, and he's played Survival Challenge, and he has connections. So whoever comes back from redemption, I'm gonna load them up with that information and put them back in the game, because I did try to extend an olive branch, but I did not receive that in return. So yeah. I do also want to say that the charity I'm playing for is the Ali Forney Center in New York City, and this charity is focused on helping the LGBTQ plus youth that are homeless in New York City. A little background is Ali Forney. They were a non-binary person living on the streets of New York City, and in the '80s, when the police kind of cleaned up Times Square, they couldn't really get enough money to, support themselves because of prostitution, and they ended up getting located to Harlem, and then those people weren't really as progressive as the people down in Times Square, and they ended up losing their life. And a good friend of theirs created this foundation to help queer people that are on the streets, teens. And I'm just so happy that I got to play for that and represent that cause. Um, I wish I could say I'm not out of the game, but I'm not a challenge beast. Like, that Amazing Race I was winded all the way through. So,
I'm gonna have to stop you right there. You
Yeah.
said you're not a challenge beast. My jaw was on the floor during that food competition where you made it look easy.
yeah,
Are you kidding? So let's rewind that.
yeah. More eating challenges, please. But yeah, I don't know. Oh my God, you're getting me emotional.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Normally
need to
I
let it
don't
out.
interject in these because this is completely your time, but like the record had to be corrected on
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think one thing about these games that, like, I just keep coming back because I want to prove to myself that, like, I can actually get a W, and I want to, like, kind of heal, like, my inner child who wasn't like this social person that everybody's scared of. Like, I didn't really have friends, and like, this is my chance to come out here and prove it to, like, everybody that, like, I am a threat. And if that was the reason I got voted out, then I take that as a good message. But I'm not out of it yet, so I need to get this defeatist attitude out and see what I'm working with on Hunter's Lair.
The hunting ground.
Okay, you guys
Yeah.
got to work on the branding here, okay? The
Yeah.
hunting ground. Okay.
Listen, that was all me. My apologies.
Oh no, you're good. You're good.
All good. All right. Before I let you go, I would just love to hear maybe about your one favorite moment you've had in the game so far.
My favorite moment. I'm trying to think. I think my favorite moment definitely has to be when me, Amanda, and Matt did the block challenge.
Mm-hmm.
I was so in sync with, like, the time, and I was only off by 19 seconds. The only thing that offset me was Matt's counting. But in the beginning, like, my arms hurted, and I kept going because I wanted to prove it to myself that I could do it. So yeah, that was my favorite moment. And I think that whoever comes back from hunting ground,
Yes.
is gonna have a lot of power in this game. So I gotta get to work.
All right. I love to hear it. And with that mission in mind, I'm going to hand you off to your handler, Ale,
Okay.
and say goodbye for now. We will see you soon.
All right. Hey.
All right. So we'll just head back over here for a moment. Oh, no, I did not mean to be recording. Help. Oh, okay. Sorry. Technology, am I right? Okay. So, all right. We just heard final words. Well, last words for now from Joelle. And it's so fascinating how perception and reality do not always align. Joelle convinced that Cam is running that tribe. Meanwhile, we know that Taylor and Brianna seem to be the ones running the tribe. So that's pretty fun. Yeah. So Drew asking, do the players not know how the hunting grounds work? So they know that they go to the hunting grounds after they're voted out from their tribe, and they know that as long as at least one member of their hunting party remains in the game, they will have the opportunity to come back in the game. They do not know the mechanic by which they will come back, and we will not be sharing that until it happens. It's pretty spicy, and I'm pretty excited. So yeah. All right. I see that the voting booth is now being reset, so we are going to end this stream and almost immediately start the Talos Tribal Council. So I will see you in like 1 minute right back here. Excited to continue the convo and keep the excellent questions coming. Thank you so much.